Ram, I offer myself at the divine lotus feet of our dearest Lord, Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba. Sai Ram, everyone. Very happy to be with all of you on this Saturday morning. Thank you, Brother Raja, for that overdone introduction. I encourage all of you to join in roles in the organization, because nothing is more humbling than when you take a role in Swami's organization. And when you think you're doing something and you go out to all the centers, and it's so humbling to see how much more everyone else is doing. So with that, I want to start my PowerPoint. Can everyone see it?
Yes, brother.
Okay,
We
wonderful.
can see.
So the topic kind of distilled becomes faith in the cause. Faith in the cause. And so we've talked about faith in the self. In the last session, we spent some good time, quality time on understanding faith in the self. If we're part of this organization, we have faith in the avatar, whom we come to understand is nothing but our true self with the capital S. And so that faith in the avatar should naturally have us develop faith in the cause. The cause is the precious mission the avatar has come on. So we're going to discuss a little bit about each of these. So what is faith? I think it's always nice to go back to basics. And this is something that's worth pondering. What is faith? And of course, when we go back to basics, there's no better source than Bhagwan. And so Bhagwan says, faith and God are one and the same. Love is God, devotion is God. They are not different entities. Bhagwan also says faith is power, and that faith must be coupled with effort. Faith is the very breath we live by. Without faith, living happily is just impossible. Question yourself. Do I exist? You get the reply, yes, I do exist. That is true faith. Here is a flower, a handkerchief, a tumbler. The word is denotes true faith. Have faith in your existence. I am. That is true faith. You do not need to inquire into the nature of God or to search for him. Have total faith in him. So as always, Swami beautifully gets right to the heart of any matter and any definition. So Swami also tells us faith is a starting point. How do we possibly start on this journey without faith? And Swami mentions how important faith is as the starting point. Faith in self and faith in God is the secret of greatness. One who has no faith in himself cannot develop faith in God. Where there is faith, there is love. Where there is love, there is peace. Where there is peace, there is truth. Where there is truth, there is God. Where there is God, there is bliss. The path of spirituality starts with faith and ends with bliss. And the earnest devotee needs no other qualification except deep faith. So Swami paints a picture of how incredibly important faith is for our spiritual journey. So oftentimes you hear people say and demand, well, I don't have faith. Give me an experience. Manifest a ring for me. Show me a miracle. Then I'll have faith. That's the demand we often hear. So Swami says, first have faith, then the experience is granted. You worship with faith, and you will experience grace. Faith results in grace without your being aware of it. So this then begs the question, what do we do if we don't have faith? What do we do? If faith is so important and faith is our starting point in our journey, what if we have not been blessed to have faith? Where does that leave one? Well, how do we grow faith? That's the question. If faith is so important, how do we grow our faith? So let's turn to Bhagwan. Faith can grow only from the root of inquiry. Faith is made firmer by inquiry. You must encourage inquiry by the members whom you contact and welcome their efforts to gain firsthand experience. And so this is one answer to the question of why do we do study circles in our center? It's an incredibly powerful way for us to interact and help us grow each other's faith through inquiry. Well, how else? How do we grow faith? Faith is so important. There's got to be more ways that we can grow our faith. Repeat the Lord's name, whether you have faith or not. That itself will induce faith. That will itself create the evidence on which faith can be built. So again, namasmarana, repeating the Lord's name, is another powerful way that we can grow our faith. How else can we grow our faith? For the growth of faith and for the fostering of understanding, an essential requirement is purity of the heart, of the very base of thought, and of the level of consciousness. So purity, we have to be pure. We have to be pure with our emotions, pure with our thoughts, pure with our feelings, pure to our very core, the very core of our being. That induces faith. Spiritual wisdom can be cultivated only through faith or shraddha. And faith comes only through love. So love cultivates faith. So that begs the question, how can we cultivate love? Swami gives us two methods in Prema Vahini. Number one, always consider the faults of others, however big, to be insignificant and negligible. Always consider your own faults, however insignificant and negligible, to be big, and feel sad and repentant. By these means, you avoid developing bigger faults and defects and acquire the qualities of brotherliness and forbearance. And number two, whatever you do, do it remembering that God is omnipresent. He sees, hears, and knows everything. So these are two very powerful, and Bhagwan is so practical. This is such practical advice that anyone can put these into practice and cultivate love and develop faith. Full faith is reached by sadhana, just as Bombay is reached by approaching it. So everything we do at the center strengthens our faith, our spiritual practices, whatever they may be. We do them with love, we do them earnestly, and this strengthens our faith. How do we prevent our faith from wavering? This is a common topic across all faiths and religions. How do we deal with wavering faith? It's a human frailty that all of us go through. So what does Bhagwan say? As long as one thinks he has faith, he does not. Just as one knows that he is meditating, he is not meditating. Only when meditation is authentic all day long is there meditation. So we have to be constantly sustaining our sadhana, the more constant we are with our namasmarana, and the more constant we are with our seva, keep doing it. That itself will prevent that faith from wavering. So Bhagwan relayed this story, a humorous story, as Bhagwan often makes his stories very humorous to keep our attention. So this is the story of the king, a minister, and the servant going on a journey in a boat. The servant is in the boat, he's panicked. There's water all around him. And he starts going into a tantrum. He has no faith in the boat. He's ready to go crazy. He's bouncing up and down. The boat itself may capsize. So the wise minister grabs him and dunks his head into the water, dipping him in and out a couple of times. And then finally the guy says, "Get me back in the boat, the boat, the boat. I need the boat." And he was hoisted back into the boat. And then once he was in the boat, he realized the boat was where he was safe, where he was all along from the stormy waters. So the lesson Bhagwan is imparting is, do not wait to suffer the ordeals of worldly life to realize the security and the safety of faith in God. God is with us all the time. We just have to think of him and remember him. We don't need to be in distress to finally remember God. Bhagwan talks of the ladder of spirituality. Love is the support at the base of this ladder of spirituality, and faith is the support at the top. Without the support of love and faith, it is not possible to reach spiritual heights. In fact, to develop love and faith is the real sadhana. And so you could imagine trying to climb a ladder where there's no support at the bottom, no support at the top. Good luck. Tests of faith. So Bhagwan in a letter wrote about this topic, the testing of faith. And he compared it to the question of, are you a dry leaf or are you an iron ball? And Bhagwan says, the succession of joy and grief must help confirm the faith and make it immovable. That alone can evidence true devotion. When there is no gust of wind, an iron ball and a dry leaf both lie unmoved and in similar manner upon the ground. To conclude that they are therefore of the same nature would be wrong. Let but the wind blow a little fast, and the leaf will rise and fly far. The iron ball is unaffected. Such is the nature of false and true devotees. So we want to be the iron ball of faith when it comes to Bhagwan and our own divinity. Sharing another story of a testing of the faith. And so a foreign emperor invades into India and comes across a sage. And he's heard stories of the wisdom of these great Indian sages. And he confronts this sage that he comes across and says, "I want to take you back to my land. Come with me." And the sage responds lovingly and unruffled and says he's satisfied where he is. He has no need to go to a foreign land. And first the foreign emperor tries to tempt him with wealth and luxuries and positions and everything that he could get in a foreign land. And the sage remains calm and unruffled and content. Finally, the emperor threatens him and says that I'll harm you. And the sage continues to serenely smile and say, that is the most foolish thing one can say. You cannot kill me because I am the one who the sun cannot dry, the fire cannot burn, and the sword cannot penetrate. For I am birthless, deathless, immortal, omnipresent, and the omnipotent spirit. So this is the strength and faith of our ancient sages. And this is what Bhagwan wants us to aspire to have this kind of faith that under any form of adversity, that faith will be rock solid and unwavering. So we talked about faith. What about the cause? And what is this cause? Of course, the cause is Bhagwan's mission, the Sri Sathya Sai mission. And Bhagwan beautifully laid out this cause, this mission, this purpose in the letter that he penned to his brother, his older brother, in May of 1947. And in this monumental letter, Bhagwan outlined, I have a task to foster all mankind and ensure for all of them lives full of bliss. I have a vow to lead all who stray from the straight path again into goodness and save them. I am attached to the work that I love, to remove the sufferings of the poor and grant them what they lack. I have a reason to be proud, for I rescue all who worship and adore me. I will not give up my mission nor my determination. I know I will carry them out. So here, Bhagwan himself, this is what the avatar does. The avatar comes down, descends to the human level to demonstrate and set the example. So here, Bhagwan is beautifully outlining his mission, the faith that he has in that mission, that's unwavering faith. And if we respect Bhagwan, if we love Bhagwan, then we can't but want to join in that mission and help Bhagwan in fulfilling that mission, which will happen without our participation. But what a benefit if we're able to participate. So why an organization? Why should spirituality have anything to do with an organization? And Bhagwan says, of course, there are in existence many organizations and societies engaged in distributing various cures for the spiritual ills of their constituents. And therefore, a question may arise about the need for this additional institution. The need has arisen to emphasize the basic and essential discipline, which is practical and universal, as prescribed since ages for the revelation of the divine in man. And this was in 1967 that Bhagwan mentioned this. So this organization is a powerful, probably, arguably, the most powerful tool that one can use to attain their divine status realization. So why did Swami create an organization? Many, many reasons. One, to expand love. The Sai Organization is set up to develop and foster love. It is not set up through compulsion. It arose from the heart, and it expands the heart. The inner desire to achieve love and expand love has taken outer shape as this organization. This organization is a manifestation of Bhagwan's love. To transform the individual and society, Sai has resolved to transform the individual and society by promoting this mutual regeneration, by the action of one on the other. Hence, the formation of this organization and the establishment of into units of all countries for turning the human into divine. To realize divinity. Why are we in this organization? What is the purpose? You must have the firm belief that the aim of this organization is to remove the obstacles that keep man away from God. This organization must elevate the human into the divine. The primary objective of the Sai Organization is to raise the human consciousness to the divine by eliminating all animal tendencies. Another reason, to promote practice. We can listen all we want, we can pontificate all we want, but in the end, it's to no avail if we don't practice it. Our organization must apply the touchstone of practice to any precept that the members might voice forth or profess. And again, to promote faith. It's another way the organization will promote faith. Your organizations must endeavor to promote faith in God. If that base is absent, worship, bhajan, puja, good works, all become meaningless, automatic ritual done under social compulsion. And again, faith can only grow from the root of inquiry. The very process of sharing in the activities of the organization and getting involved in its activities will induce faith and bolster devotion and dedication and make them better and more useful citizens and happier and more peaceful individuals. It provides good company. Meeting with fellow pilgrims and kindred aspirants is a piece of rare good fortune. In the beginning, this namasmarana is best done in company, for when you do it alone, distracting thoughts will overpower the earnestness. A single fiber of grass has little strength, but twist a large number into a rope. You can bind it, a rogue elephant, to a tree. The wild mind can be bound by faith that is confirmed in godly company. And also to share the message. It's our duty to share the blessings of our inner freedom and joy with others around us in the society. This is the true brotherhood of man. Our Sai organization should keep this aim constantly before them. We can't be selfish and derive all of the benefits of Bhagwan and his message. We need to share it with the entire world. Remember also that the development of this organization will bring peace and tranquility to the world torn by chaos. This is no trivial endeavor. Anything Bhagwan does has deep significance, profound impact. So Bhagwan is saying this organization is key to bringing peace about in the world. And we may think we're playing some tiny little role, meeting in our little centers, but you have no idea what profound impact this has on a spiritual level to transform the entire world. And of course, to earn grace. If we can serve Swami's organization, it's a chance to serve the avatar. Not all of us grew up in Puttaparthi. Not all of us went to school in Puttaparthi. Not all of us had this boon of physically serving the avatar. The organization provides that same amount of grace and punya and boon. Is by serving the organization, we are serving nothing but Bhagwan himself, and that will earn untold merit. And this is what Swami explains. I am launching a Seva Samiti. Those who become members of this Samiti and perform selfless service will be liberated from the cycle of birth and death. Not just them, but also their children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren. However, the test will be severe. I will bear witness to the number of people who withstand the test and emerge victorious. So it's a rare opportunity. It's rare, of course, to be born even during the time of an avatar. Purna avatars are so very rare. It's rarer to be aware. So you can be on the planet with the avatar, but to be aware of that avatar is so incredibly rare. But it's even rarer to see or hear or touch the avatar. It's even rarer to learn and follow his teachings, which are much more important than seeing, hearing, or touching the avatar. Even rarer people are the ones that learn and follow his teachings. And the rarest is to be able to serve the avatar, to be able to join and serve the avatar. And the organization provides the same benefits as serving the physical form of an avatar. And so to close, I leave you with Swami's desire. This is something Swami wants from us. Swami rarely wants anything from us, but this is something Swami wants from us. In 1990, November 24th, never give up the organization. Regard it as the breath of your life. This is real penance. Having this firm resolve, become exemplary leaders. This is my sole desire. Swami's love will accompany you everywhere. Jai Sai Ram. With that, I turn it back over to the organizing team. Sai Ram.